Hello and welcome to Advanced Art. I am Mrs. Beulah and I have the pleasure of teaching your children art this year. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself to introduce me. This is my 14th year teaching art and my 9th year here at JFK Middle School. My background, I have a bachelor's in arts in digital arts from UMBC, and then I worked for a couple of years as a graphic designer before returning to get my master's in art education from Hofstra. I have two children of my own. My daughter's Avery, she's 6, and Reese, who is 3. And a little bit about me artistically is my favorite art material, colored pencils. And my claim to fame would be this past May, I was featured in a Newsday article talking about sidewalk chalk during the quarantine. So I had a few pictures posted and a little bit of an interview. So that was my exciting news. Okay, contact. If you ever need to contact me, you can find me at either of those email addresses there. I check my email really regularly. So if you send me something, I'll get right back to you. And also, I update the Instagram also fairly regularly during the school year. So if you're on Instagram and you don't already follow, go to JFK_art_studio, and you will see pictures of the students working in the art room, also of completed assignments, just a lot of really, really nice, interesting things that the students work so hard on. Okay, if you prefer to speak on the phone to have a conversation, the quickest and again most direct way to get me that request would be to email me and just ask me to call you and give you your number. I'll get that a lot quicker than I would if you called the office. Okay, the materials that are needed for this class this year. Every day, whether you are virtual or in school, you're going to need a pencil and eraser. We create all of our art with a pencil. Black Sharpie, a thick one and a thin one, a ruler, and a colored pencil set. My recommendation is a Prismacolor soft core set of 72 or larger. I say 72 because it comes with the grays. The set of 48 that's a little smaller does not. So if possible, I would ask for the 72 or anything comparable. I know some students have found some other brands that are also very similar in their the softness of them that they'll be able to blend together. And also, if the students wanted to have at home a colorless blender pencil, that's optional, but we do use them in class, and they really learn to love them. They're pretty magical. Okay, so the Google Classroom is going to be our home base for everything, for materials, for assignments, communication this year. All assignments and projects are going to be turned in under the classwork tab. I'm organizing all of the their sketchbook, their projects under different topics, so they're organized visually to look at. And also in there, each project's going to have their directions, vocabulary, demonstration videos, and any handouts or resources that I give them, I will also put a copy in there so that they can reference and access those things at all times. I will be grading their projects and leaving them comments on the things that they post in there. This past week, we've all practiced taking photos of our work in a quality way, and also uploading a photo to those assignments. So all of the students at this point should feel comfortable and confident with that skill. Now, I know that I mentioned on the Guardian contact form that hopefully we all filled out on the first evening that this is an honors level course. Your children were selected for this course and they elected to take the course, knowing that it is an honors level and that the rigor of this class is going to reflect that. So the content that we are going to be learning is going to be elevated from the regular 8th grade curriculum. The pace that we work at is also going to be a little bit quicker. And the grading is also going to reflect their skills. So they're moving up to a higher level class, and the expectation is that they raise up to meet those standards. So that is my expectation of them. And I also recognize that they are 8th graders, and I will keep it realistic to the life of an 8th grader. I'm not going to try to pile more on than they can handle. But this is a much more challenging class for them. Okay, there's going to be things that are asked of them outside of class, and I just want to make sure from the get-go that everybody understands that. Okay, their sketchbook is the major tool for growth. They will be given a sketchbook assignment each week. It's going to be due on Monday night, unless school is closed on Monday, and then it'll be due the next day. Those dates will be posted with each assignment in Google Classroom. The sketchbooks are meant to be completed outside of class. Okay, in class we work on our projects, and our classwork. Outside of class we work on our sketchbook. So this is a personal commitment that they are making to their art. They should be spending a minimum of 1 hour a week on it. So if that's broken down through the course of a week, that is less than 10 minutes a day that they're applying to their art and to their craft. A lot of students spend more than an hour on it. That is up to them. Each assignment is worth 10 points. And if it's turned in late, there'll be a 1-point deduction for each day late. By the end of the quarter, all of the sketchbooks, there's usually between 9 and 10, maybe 11, depending on the amount of weeks in the quarter. I won't give an assignment over the December break, the February break, or the spring break. That is their time off, so I'm not going to give them homework over that time. So depending on the number of weeks in each quarter, it comes out to about a project grade, because their projects are each worth 100 points. So I post the assignments and due dates in the classroom at the start of each quarter. So if the students want to go ahead and complete assignments that are due later in the quarter, that is up to them, okay? And I give them a variety of prompts, and those prompts are to develop their style. Okay, they're still figuring out who they are as an artist, and also while learning their techniques, so building a strong foundation for them. And I do want to mention that the students are given the opportunity to revise or redo any sketchbooks. So if they are not happy with their grade, they can take my feedback and they can make those changes and resubmit it at any point before the end of the quarter. Okay, revisions and redos are only applicable to work that is turned in on time. So if they turn their assignment in late, they are not eligible for a redo. Okay, some of the projects we are going to be working on this year, I'm going to go over now. I know that the art room may look different. Okay, if you are virtual, the art room looks really different. And if you are in school, it looks different. The tables have been replaced with the desks with the partitions. So our workspace is a little bit smaller. But other than adapting to a smaller surface, smaller canvas size, smaller paper size, we're going to keep this. I'm trying to keep their art experiences authentic to the traditional studio art experience. We're going to try to use all the same materials and work on all those same skills that are important at this age. The first project we are about to embark on is a colored pencil study. So we're going to be working on our colored pencil skills. We're going to be focusing on value, on shading, on composition, on creating textures, and really trying to make our images that we create look realistic. We're going to be creating a portrait, and we're going to be looking at the proportions of the human face. And again, the shading to create value and form, so that 3D. We're going to be working with charcoal to create some artwork, focusing on those shading values and really creating contrasts in our artwork. We're going to be painting canvases, focusing on color, composition, how we arrange our space, and all different painting techniques. And also doing some watercolor painting this year. Again, focusing on composition, watercolor painting techniques, very different from the acrylic paint, but again, color theory, how to apply those values. So a lot of these skills sound very similar to each other, but when done with different mediums, they require different skill sets. Okay. We are still hopeful that we'll be able to have an art show this spring. I'm crossing my fingers, crossing my toes. If it is able to happen, I will be sending lots and lots of details out at a later date, And every student will have artwork displayed. Your children will have lots of artwork displayed as my advanced 8th grade artist. Okay, and I'm just going to end it with what I keep repeating to them. Together, we're going to support each other through this. I'm going to be as patient as possible with them, and I ask the same in return and the same from you guys. We're navigating through these new challenges together. Things change, and we're just adapting. And then, most importantly, we're making this year amazing. And that is what I hope that I can give your children, that they can get out of this, is just 40 minutes each day that they're enjoying what they're doing and they're proud of what they're making. So if at any time you have any questions, please contact me, and I look forward to talking with you. Have a wonderful evening.